Hello and welcome to this. This is an introduction of Standard 6 for 8th grade of the Oklahoma Academic Standards. So what is Standard 6 about? Standard 6 is about research, reading, and writing. Those are the three main components of this standard. So for research, the students will engage in inquiry to acquire, refine, and share knowledge. For reading, they're going to comprehend, evaluate, and synthesize resources to acquire and refine knowledge. And for writing, they're going to summarize and paraphrase, integrate evidence, and cite sources to create reports and projects and papers and text and presentations for multiple purposes. So let's break it down. So in the research category, they will be writing papers or assignments that you give to them, and they're going to need to research topics. This standard is about increasing their researching skills, increasing their critical thinking skills, and refining their ability to express their educated opinions. The only way for a student to do this is to be given topics that they need to research. These standards will help them to learn how to differentiate between what is real and not real, what claim can be substantiated and not substantiated. They're going to be able to refine their process of researching to learn what is out there in the world and the opinions that are out there, and then develop their own educated opinions. Reading is extremely important, as we've discussed during all of our lecture videos. It is highly important for a student to read every single day. In this standard, they're going to learn and be assigned to read more comprehensive, more complex text. Then they're going to learn how to dig deeper into those texts. They're going to learn the difference between what is connotated or what is denotated in the text. Then they're going to be able to determine fact from fiction and opinion in their research. Having our students read these texts, novels, informational texts, textbooks, magazine articles, newspaper articles, whether they're online or whether they are in print, is extremely important. We need to increase the sustained reading ability of our students so that they get more complex text under their belt, and so that they can start comprehending and evaluating and synthesizing these different resources. In our writing, as we've mentioned before as well, daily writing is highly important. In this standard, they're going to refine their writing skills. They're going to learn more about using fidelity and citation, not plagiarizing, telling where things came from, and building bigger and more complex presentations. In your assignments for this standard, I highly encourage teachers and parents to press their students to be reaching out for more complex presentations and multimodal medias, using things like their smartphones and PowerPoints or slideshows so that they can build different types of presentations, things that they may eventually use in the real world after they're done with school. So we might ask ourselves, why do we need to write these research papers, and how is this going to help our student? This is one of the first questions students ask, and even us as parents and teachers want to know. Why do we need to be writing and researching papers? Complex reading is a life skill. This is something that has to be done nearly on a daily basis. We have to leave that just Google it mindset behind. We don't want our students to take in isolated facts. We want them to understand the entire issue. We want them to look into issues. We want them to understand issues as they affect globally, not just a one-off piece of information. We want them to look at things that are profound and complex. We also want to encourage curiosity. Whenever a student starts researching one thing, quite often they come across topics of many other things that can pique their interest. It can raise questions in their minds. We want to create within our students that mindset of wanting to learn. So if you are a student, keep a notebook handy when you're researching and write down questions that you have about things that you come across. We want you to dig into things. We want you to understand the issues that face us all in the world. How else can research papers help us? They can help us get to know the local library. Did you know that librarians are very highly skilled individuals? In their degrees that they have gained allows them to have a vast storehouse of knowledge right there in their minds. I encourage you to get to know your local library and the librarians there. It also helps us to expand our ability to determine fact from fiction or opinion. Sometimes our students may think that if they read it on the internet, it's true. Recently, we've had political debates and elections that allow us to see that there are highly differing values. Even media and things that are in print can be slanted toward one opinion or another. Helping your student learn how to dig into and research facts and separate those facts from opinions, then that is a valuable life skill. We also want our students to learn how to respect intellectual property. If somebody writes something, we want them to understand that it belongs to someone. We want to understand the negative effects of plagiarism or presenting something that is not our own. Thank you for joining us for the lecture series, and I hope you enjoy the lectures on Standard 6 for 8th grade.